In early 1969, as the world shifted under the weight of political unrest and cultural revolution, two of the most iconic voices in American music history, Bob Dylan and Johnny Cash, met in Nashville for a series of informal yet legendary recording sessions. These two giants, Dylan, the poet of a generation, and Cash, the man in black, shared mutual admiration and respect, and the result was a remarkable musical meeting of minds that has fascinated fans and historians for decades. It wasn't the first time their paths had crossed. Dylan idolized Cash from the moment he heard "Shy Walk the Line," and Cash had been vocal in his praise for Dylan's songwriting since the early 1960s. The admiration turned into friendship when Cash wrote the liner notes for Dylan's 1963 album, The Freewheeling Bob Dylan. And Dylan, in turn, dedicated poems to Cash in his early notebooks. But it was in February 1969, at Columbia Studio A in Nashville, where the magic happened. Dylan had just wrapped the recording of Nashville's Skyline, a surprising departure from his earlier folk and rock roots. The album was smoother, country-inflected, and vocally polished, an intentional pivot. One of the standout tracks, Girl from the North Country, featured none other than Johnny Cash as a duet partner. It became the opening song on the album and hinted at the deeper, richer collaboration that took place during those Nashville sessions. Over 2 days, Dylan and Cash recorded more than a dozen tracks together, covering everything from Dylan originals to country standards to gospel and folk classics. The vibe was loose, unfiltered, and exploratory. Songs like Big River, I Still Miss Someone, That's All Right, Mama, and You Are My Sunshine flowed naturally between them. There were moments of brilliance, humor, and even discord, all captured on tape. Despite the undeniable chemistry, Columbia Records shelved most of the material. Some speculate the sessions were too raw and informal for commercial release, while others believe the label didn't know how to market such an unusual pairing. Whatever the reason, the recordings became underground legend, circulating for years in bootleg form, before a few tracks were finally released officially decades later in the bootleg series Volume 15, Travelin' Through, in 2019. That official release gave fans a taste of what could have been. Dylan and Cash harmonizing on "Shao Wanted Man," Cash guiding Dylan through his own country roots, and Dylan visibly relaxed in the presence of a man he so clearly revered. It's not just a glimpse into an artistic collaboration. It's a sonic time capsule that captures a moment when two cultural pillars came together and found common ground in music, storytelling, and rebellion. The 1969 sessions between Dylan and Cash were never about chasing a hit. They were about mutual admiration, artistic freedom, and exploring a shared American musical heritage. Both men were at transitional points in their careers, and their union, brief as it was, signaled a deep respect for tradition as well as the courage to innovate. Even today, the Dylan Cash sessions stand as a testament to what can happen when artists break free from expectations and simply create. It's less about perfection and more about presence, about two legends sitting across from each other, guitar in hand, writing their own page in the story of American music.